In this little segment, we're going to talk about the calendar I use for our class and how you access it, and how you read it, and maybe even how you can get the notifications sent to your phone. So on my website, if you go over here, we have contacts and we have calendar. If you click on the calendar, that's going to bring you just basically to an embedded Google Calendar. And you notice it's blank right now because the week before school, there's really nothing going on. But if you click one more week over and we go into our first week of school, we notice that we got a lot going on. Now, the first thing to realize is it is color coded, okay? So the blue calendar gives you your daily plan. So this is what's kind of going on in class, what you should be doing, that kind of stuff, okay, in class. The green calendar tells you assignments. So everything in green are different things that you have to do to be functioning properly in my class. Some of these assignments are graded, some of these assignments are not graded. But when we come to assignments, like for example, watching the day one video, that's something that the expectations you watch that before you come back to class on Wednesday. Okay, and then red is due dates. Okay, so a lot of times people ask me that they see something on my calendar twice. Like for example, right here it says read chapter 1 and complete questions, and it seems to kind of fade away or break off. And over here it says chapter 1 questions. You start to see some numbers. So when you're working with a Google Calendar, it puts in the text akin and then it cuts it off wherever it is. So if I actually click on this, it'll tell me exactly what's going on. So read chapter 1 and then complete questions 34, 36, 39, so more and so forth. So this is when it's being assigned is right here, and then to find out when this is due, you just look for it for later on. So down in red is where things are due. So on Friday of this week, you need to have your chapter 1 questions done. So if you take a look and click on that, it tells you the exact same numbers that were in green before. So it's kind of like green means go, red means stop in terms of here's the calendar starts, here's where it ends. So your assign date, your due date. Okay. Now you'll notice during this time, okay, we're doing theory versus law, which is chapter 1 material. Lab safety is in chapter 1. So probably Thursday is going to be a heavy day of talking about what was in chapter 1 actually in terms of what's going on, so that way you're ready to do your book assignment and so forth. Okay. Big things to remember is make sure that you're actually clicking on the stuff to read all the text on that, because if you don't, you might miss questions and so forth here. If you didn't read that, you couldn't read those numbers and so forth. Okay, and then what we'll do is I will plan out as far as I possibly can. So if you notice right now, I have not planned out past the first week, and it'll just say to be determined until I do plan that. So if you see these here and they say to be determined, that means I just haven't planned that far ahead. So usually I'm at least a full week, if not 2 or 3 weeks out in terms of my planning for the class. So you guys can look ahead in terms of if you're going to be missing a day or something like that. Now last but not least, if you want to have notifications sent to your phones or your mobile devices on what's going on, or if you want to subscribe to these calendars because you run your own calendar through your phones, whatever you can, down here are the addresses to subscribe. Okay, so if you want to subscribe to the daily plan or the assignments or when the due dates are here, you can. And then once you subscribe to them, anytime that you pull up your own Google Calendar, then this calendar would also be there for you. You can actually color code it your own way and everything. But that way, if you run your own calendar anyway, or maybe you have a family calendar, this is the way that you can actually add that to your, your overall calendar and keep track of it that way also. So, all right, guys, that's the stuff on calendars. Thank you.